It's a beautiful day to be a raider, draped in the silver and black. I represent the shield. I represent the swords. It's that time of night again, Raider Nation. And you come back. Why? Because you know it's time. It's time to bring them.
What's up, Raider Nation? I'm the Commish, coming to you live from Hardcore Challenge Live Studios. Deep behind the enemy line. This is Raider Reaction. Happy Tuesday, Raider Nation. What is up? How are we doing? You should get notifications. There should be somewhere on here that says, can I get notifications when Raider Reaction is live? And you should click that and you should say yes. Where am I live at? From deep behind the enemy line. That's where I'm live at. This blood on the wall, the red on the wall, is blood of our victims. Mostly chokers, chiefs, and donkey blood. So, it's just the way it is. So welcome to a Tuesday edition of Raider Reaction. And every Tuesday, you get the Raider Nation Report with yours truly, the Commish. A solid hour of Raider flavor and insight, a little interactive, what have you, and I'll give you everything. Pretty much all of the news that you need to know in a solid 60 minutes, called the Raider Nation Report. Every single Tuesday. Because, you know, you all have the questions. You all have the injuries you want to know about. You all want to know, you know, who's looking hot in preseason, who's looking cold in preseason. You know, you want to hear about the hot headlines that are out there that, you know, the silver and black are in. I've got all that. And I dig through it all so you don't have to. So, that's why you just need to come here. It's the end of your night. You can sit back and chill. You can have me sitting there while you're watching whatever garbage you're watching on TV. And, you know, I'm free. So, plus, I'm talking about something you love probably more than whatever the hell you're watching on TV, which is the Shield, the silver and black. So, thank you, John. I appreciate it. Thank you all for joining me. My usual band of pirates and any new ones that are watching. I appreciate always in any second that anybody spends talking or listening to me. Interesting question, Brian. Do you think we should go after Joe Hayden or TJ Ward? Now, that question depends on if you're sitting in the war room and how you feel about who we already have in there. Because there's only so many positions that you can fill on the 53-man roster. And we actually have quite a few people in camp. And there are some guys that are really looking pretty solid. So, depends. And Hayden would be very expensive. I agree with Michael. Hayden would be very expensive, for one. That's where I was getting ready to go next. Money's another thing. Because we still got to make Mr. Penn happy. We got him back in camp, but he is not under contract yet. So we got to make him happy. That means... Oh, I'm getting ready to get into that, Alfonso. I'm getting ready. So like I said, Jason's right. There's other guys. There's a lot of guys already in those positions that we already have ink to paper with, and I think we may just sign Donald Penn. And let's go to week 1. I think that may be it. I honestly do. I think they just want to get healthy who we had in camp. So let's start out with injuries, because that's obviously some of the hottest news on everyone wants to hear about. Gary Connolly off the PUP list at practice today. Finally. He was stretching with the team. He was out there on the field. Finally. There is positive hope that he is available for week 1. It's just concerning to me that this is a guy who we expect to play at a very, very high level, at a very, very critical position against, some of the best players on the other team's offense. This concerns me because he hasn't been out there and he hasn't really practiced much. Now, I haven't seen the kid in camp, so I don't know if, maybe he's just that damn good. Maybe he is. Show me. Maybe he's just that damn good and they know it. And he's just got to get healthy. So, and if that's the case, what do I know? Because they've obviously seen him up close and personal. I haven't. So the positive thing is he's off the PUP list and he is practicing. So it's positive. It's very positive. Now, Emerson, who got his bell rung in Saturday's game, he was stretching, not wearing a helmet, and most likely still just in concussion protocol. So if you look at the history and the timeline of what something like that typically takes, he should be available by week 1. That's not something that should linger. He should be available by week 1. So, as long as everything goes okay and there's no hiccups in the clearing him through the protocol. So, Emerson's going to be obviously unavailable for Thursday's game against the Sea Chickens. Now, Olawale is out with a pulled quad, which we all seen in the game as he came up limp. Just like I was thinking to myself, thank God he was grasping the front of his leg and not the back of it. Because a pulled quad is a hell of a lot different than a pulled hamstring. So, with the quad, he should be fine. By week 1, he'll be in there. I have no doubts about it. They're going to take it easy and they're going to rest him up until a game that actually matters. Now, Obi was back. He did play, but we don't know what happened. He didn't practice. We don't know if the ankle did it not respond well to the game. Did something flare back up? We just don't know what happened. So he's back on the show. So chances are they saw what they wanted to see out of Obi and they're going to shelf him, just like they're going to do Olawale, just like they're going to do Emerson, just like they're going to do any of these guys that got any bumps and bruises. You guys are going to sit, and we're going to vacuum seal you until it's time to play in Tennessee. Because there's no reason to risk the injury any further, and they just need to get healthy. Because as I've kept preaching, health is the most important thing of this season. It's by far the most important thing of this season. I do believe we've filled most of the gaps that we have. It's just a matter of plugging in pieces. Plugging in pieces and guys performing. But guys cannot perform unless they're healthy. So health is the number one thing. We need to have healthy guys so that they can learn the system and then they can learn to perform. That's what some of these young guys need. They just need time in the position. Can't get time if you're constantly on the bench or you're on IR or, you're out, you're on the disabled list. So, Raiders in the headlines. ESPN. You have the NFL Top 100. They drug through the entire offseason. Giving us it every week. We get another 10. And, they drag it out of it, the whole friggin' show out of it. So they could milk it forever and ever and ever. And so we have that. And in that we had Khalil Mack at number 5. We had Derek Carr at number 11. Amari Cooper at number 53. And Osemele at 95. Now, those are all solid. Now, ESPN, freaking ESPN. I don't know what the hell's wrong with ESPN lately. They just went to hell because they used to be the cornerstone of everything you went to sports wise. I mean, anybody that's in my age group of, it's ridiculous. Now, so they've come out and gave what their list is going to look like at the end of the season. They're telling you now what it's going to look like at the end of the season. So let's take it player by player here. Now, Khalil Mack, he's currently listed at number 5. They're going to say he's dropped 2 spots, and he's only number 7 out of the top 100 by the end of the year. So, I mean, that's not a big deal. It's only 2 spots. So they're saying he's roughly about the same guy he is. Amari Cooper actually moves up from 53 to 42. Osemele actually moves up quite a bit, the biggest jump, from 95 to 37. Sup, Assassin Angel Eyes? Now here's the crazy one. Derek Carr, currently ranked number 11. They believe, ESPN and their prognosticators of some probably intern in a back room that they just needed. They have ranked number 70. 70. 70. From 11. 70. How? Where? Where is that? I don't get that one. I do not see this. He ranks behind a whole laundry list of quarterbacks. So are they saying that? Who comes up with that? They're saying that Carr's going to drop all the way from 11th to 70th? That's insanity. Was he going to... What the heck's going to happen to him mid-season? Is he going to start slaying it all over the place? Come on. ESPN now. Come on. That's just absurdness. Absolute absurdness. So, I mean, they were fairly favorable to, which I was surprised, they were fairly favorable to the, all of the other guys, but it's just Carr was rather shocking. It's rather shocking. Yes. He is. He's the Kobe. He's the Kobe of football, minus all the rape allegations and the bad stuff and the being an ass and being a jerk and what do you get? What's anybody got against DC? He's got none of that. I mean, he's the Kobe Bryant in the aspect that they hate on him, but Kobe Bryant kind of had a reason to get a little hate upon him. DC ain't got no reason to get no hate upon him. That guy's about as clean as you can be, which I kind of like for the because the Raiders, we've got that mystique about the team anyway. And to have a guy that's so, squeaky clean as Derek Carr, who's, the front man of it now, because everybody's then he's, can't even say anything. Yeah, Carr's pretty good. They can't even say anything. It just shuts him the hell up. They're what are you going to say? Our quarterback ain't pushing chicks up inside bathroom stalls. You know? Our quarterback ain't smacking his old lady around. He's not dragging chicks out of elevators. You know? He's just not, he's helping people on the side of the road with flat tires. He's going to church on Sunday and running prayer classes. You know, running charities and you know, doing stuff for his community. I mean, there's nothing you can find about this guy. Nothing you can find about this guy. At all. What's up, everybody? If you have not joined me before, it's just your first time, I'm the Commish. This is Raider Reaction. Every Tuesday you get the Raider Nation Report. Solid 60 minutes. Raider Nation flavor and insight. Everything silver and black you need to know. You get it right here. So, that's insanity. I don't know what that was all about, but yeah. Okay. 11 to 70. I mean, what's it really take to write one of those things for ESPN nowadays anyway? I mean, honestly, let's think about it. They fired friggin' everybody they had. So, who's writing that? Is it anybody with any sort of cred? Or is it just, you know, whoever? Hey, Jimmy! I need a story about, oh, hell. Give me something about, I want you to just take the top 100 that we did like a month ago and just shake it up. And like move some guys like really drastically, and we'll just run that. Everybody will get a big shake up out of that. And you know, that's probably where this came up. And then they'll be like, oh, you'll get like those internet guys. They'll talk about it. That'll be great stuff. And you know, and guys like me will eat it up, and we'll talk about it, and you guys listen to it, and then the whole cycle will continue tomorrow. There it is. Oh, there it is in a nutshell. There it is in a nutshell. So, let's talk some shop for a minute. Let's talk some Raider Reaction shop. This week on Raider Reaction, you got tomorrow, we got Ghost of the Post with Prime and the Commish, featuring the Prime Cut. This Prime brings you a little extra solo flavor. Then also, after the Prime Cut, we got an extra special little treat for you tomorrow. Extra special little nugget. See, we had a wager on Saturday. I don't know if any of you caught it last week, but we had a wager on the Saturday game with T-Well on the franchise face-off on Thursday, who is a cowgirl supporter, and he lost the bet. Now, the bet was not on the outcome of the game, because I know better than to bet on the outcome of the game in preseason, because your starters and your key players are not going to play in the majority of the game. So in the second half, like what's happened in the last two games, that you'll have some guy, end of the bench guy, fighting for a position, in a key position, trying to fight for a roster spot, and he gives up a big play. Or somebody's out of position, or, you know, something just happens. And we lose the game. Same thing's happened the last two games. I give two pisses about what our preseason record is. I could honestly care less. It'd be nice if we won against the Sea Chickens, but, you know, it's not that big of a deal if we don't. As long as we go out there, nobody gets injured, and we get the reps we need and see what we need to see. Because we're going to run a bunch of guys anyway that, you know, half of them aren't going to be on the team anyway. If you've never been to a fourth preseason game, it is the worst freaking football that you've ever witnessed. It's bad. It is really bad. I went to, tickets were given to me, so I was like, all right, let's go. I took a buddy of mine. I was like, let's go, man. It's free football. We didn't like either one of the teams. I think it was like who the hell was it? The Redskins and the Buccaneers. That's what it was. The Redskins and the Buccaneers. and freaking RG3 stand on the sideline. He wasn't even on the sideline 5 minutes. I mean, that was like his big year. Like he was, I think it was the year after he got injured in the playoffs. But it was, regardless, it was like third and fourth string quarterbacks. It was terrible football. Terrible. It was the worst thing I'd ever seen. Terrible football. Fourth preseason games are bad. So, basically, it's just go out and you can just have a big party. The fourth preseason game because, you don't really care to. You're not missing anything by watching the game because the very next week it means something. So that fourth preseason game is forgotten about completely. Like it's like freaking Men in Black. Like somebody's. It's forgotten. Like the second you leave, it's the most meaningless game there is. It means nothing. So enjoy that game. I'll be streaming it for you. If you would like to watch it with me, I'll be streaming it here on the page for you that night. But, as I completely derailed myself and did not finish my story about what was going on tomorrow night, after the prime cut on Ghost to the Post, because I won the wager from Sunday, because like I was saying, I'd not bet on the outcome of the game because I know better. I bet on the outcome of the first half of the game. Who wins the first half? Because that's when the key starters were going to be in it. And who won the first half of the game? The Raiders did, baby. The Raiders won the first half of the game. And the Commish won the bet over T-Well. So T-Well gets to come on tomorrow night after the prime cut and has to give a nice 60-second speech on the greatness of the silver and black. He's gonna get, I expect him to bellow up. I want to see a nice speech. I'm gonna grade this thing. So I want to see some nice enunciation and really give us some feel. Some feel. He's already, now the second part, I don't know if most of you, I'm sure none of you are punished with having him as an actual friend on Facebook, so you don't see his profile picture. But I do, and it is glorious because he has to adorn a profile picture of my selecting for 7 days. Now, the profile picture is a picture that I ran before the day of the Cowboy game, and it's of a little dude. We've all seen the little dude, the little Calvin, relieving himself upon the star, the Dallas Star. And of course it says Raider Nation on there and some other Raider tags upon it. And so that is his profile picture currently. Is the star getting pissed off. And not only does it say star, it says Cowboy fans underneath the star. So it's not only relieving himself upon the star, relieving himself upon Cowboy fans as well. It's just great. So, that little slice of glory is just a bit of the slice that I expect to get when the Raiders destroy the Cowboys in Week 15. And we still got to iron out the final bet of that. So, moving along. So that's what we got on the agenda for tomorrow night. So, we should have some fun tomorrow night. And that's it towards the end of the show. So not only will you get your Ghost to the Post, the prime cut, we'll get some humiliation and some great entertainment at the end of the show. Yes. First love, a first half victory in preseason that pays out in humiliation. I love it. It's a beautiful thing. All right. Now, part of the reason, the majority of the reason. What's up, Raiderette Natalie, Raiderette Stephanie? What's up, Popeye, Mandy? And all the rest of my normal band of pirates. Don't think I have not seen or noticed any of you. I've just been, I'm in one of them moods tonight, and I'm just, rolling with my own punches. So, it's not that I don't see the comments. Sometimes, I can't stop my mouth enough to get it in. So, part of the reason I won my bet and our offense has looked good in the first half of these games is Derek Carr has looked scorching hot in preseason. He's 20 for 26 for 244 yards, 4 touchdowns, and an average quarterback rating of 126.5. That is stellar. That's all we need to see. Sit that man down, shine up our car. It's getting ready for week 1. That's all we need to see. Shine him up. Shine him up. I mean, that is... Now he's got the 1 pick. Now the 1 pick was a miscommunication. It was a route miscommunication because there was absolutely nobody in the area. So even the receiver had come out. They said it was a route miscommunication. Whoever miscommunicated, that's all it was. So it wasn't like it was an errant pass. It was just a... So he did have the 1 pick. So you can throw that in there. But still, that's 4 touchdowns to the 1 pick. Bobby's right. He is all done. We don't talk about Alden Smith here. We put him to rest a while ago. Alden Smith has not been a Raider longer than he was a Raider. So he's not even part of this team. He's not in the equation. He really probably doesn't even have a spot if he wanted to come back at this point. So just probably doesn't. Probably doesn't. So you're right, King. He's looking good. He's looking sharp. Set him down. Give him a week to rest. Get that arm strong. It's time to go get us some retread Oilers. Now, let's look back at that Cowboy game individually. Not just at the preseason brushed over as a whole. Let's look back at that Cowboy game individually. Now, let's look at the positives first. Let's look at the positives first. Obviously, you had the AC/DC connection clicking again. Now, let me share something funny with you today, because it's football related and it's Raider related. Now you'll get a kick out of this. Now, in my fantasy football draft, the reason I am the Commish is I run one of the most competitive fantasy football leagues there is, called the Hardcore Challenge, and it's where I got the moniker the Commish from. Now, we had our draft Sunday night. Now, this morning, all of the reviews came out for said draft. Now, in the draft, I was drafting late, so I had the bang bang pick in the serpentine pattern. So I was drafting late. Now, this is, mind you, this is a reboot of a dynasty league this year, where we hadn't rebooted for 8 seasons. So this was the first big shakeup. So you were kind of grabbing your keepers, possibly, guys that you were going to have for years to come. So it was a little bit of a different perspective in drafting than just your normal fantasy league. Now, so I took, with my bang bang picks, I took AC/DC. I took Derek Carr and Amari Cooper. And it told me this morning that because of me jumping up and taking Carr well above what he was projected and blah, 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 and they projected me to go 0-13 in my fantasy league and come in last place. Last place. They said the detriment of jumping up so high with my first pick and taking Carr would be something that I was like, what? They said, because I took, and now in our league, we have individual defensive players. Now, for the last 2 seasons, I've had Khalil Mack, who damn near scores like a running back. So, as an individual defensive player, Khalil Mack is money. So, I have Khalil Mack, and then I've got Delaney Walker, who's probably going to be my starting tight end, and then I took Jared Cook as a backup tight end to him. So I said, because I've got 4 Raiders, was another huge hit, because I'm going to have problems. I'm like, what are you talking about? One of them's on defense. And one of them's the other guy's not even a starter. And yeah, I'm going to go 0-13 in my fantasy league. Like, who grades this stuff? Probably the same guy that wrote this ESPN article. It's probably the same damn kid. What's up with this kid? Somebody feed him. His brain's not working right. So, Derek Carr and Amari Cooper look good. Cordarrelle Patterson looks solid. Looked really, really good. And Michael Crabtree looked good as well. The receiving core as a whole has looked money. I mean, you got Crabtree out there breaking ankles. You know, Patterson's got touchdowns. They've all looked really, really good. That's what I'm saying, Joseph. I got nowhere to go but up. No respect. No respect. Because the funniest thing is one of the guys in my league I work with, and he noticed his rankings first. He's like, "Oh man, I got ranked in A and says I'm going to come in second. What did you get?" And so we went to my computer, and I'm like, "Oh, let's see what I got." You got to be freaking kidding me! 0-13. What? That's like no respect. I get no respect even from the computer. None at all. Now, on defense, we've had an unexpected young lad by the name of Nicholas Morrow, who is an undrafted rookie linebacker who has really balled out and put his name and his on the map. And possibly, you think he could sneak in and grab a roster spot? I mean, it's a position of need, but another guy at the linebacker position that we just picked up, Jelani Jenkins, played great. I mean, 3 tackles on the first drive. 3 of them were big stops at the line. He played well. He was a guy that I questioned coming in, but he has actually played well, and you know, very, very happy and surprised with his performance. Guy we've all been talking about, Shalom Luani. Remember that name, Shalom Luani. This kid is not earning a roster spot. He is freaking taking one. He's like, I'm here, and I'm on this team. And I'm going to be so damn good. Every time you put me out there, you're going to be talking about me. And they're going to be talking about me. And every time you put me out there, I'm going to make you put me on this freaking team. That's a Raider. Put that kid on the team, man. He's played great every freaking time I've seen him out there. If every time you're on the field, we're all noticing, what's that say? What's that say? Now, Dexter McDonald is another one who's actually played pretty solid as well. He entered the game after Emerson went down, and he did not play too bad either. Obi didn't actually play terrible either. He'd actually looked pretty good in there. It's just concerning, although I think they're just resting him for the season. It is concerning that he wasn't in practice today. But it could just be, take it easy on it, what have you. Feliciano looked good coming back from the injury. It's nice to see him out there. And actually, Smith and Carey, I beat up on them really bad last time over the last game. And they actually were a little improved this game. They weren't quite as bad, so I will give them a nice little thank you for improving. Good job, fellas. Now, Reggie Nelson was tied for the team in tackles, only gave up 1 reception, and was solid. A very, very, very solid performance from Reggie Nelson. And Antonio Hamilton and LaTroy Lewis hooking up for the touchdown. LaTroy Lewis, that's another name that just keeps staying on our tongue and our lips, man. He just keeps putting it out there. He keeps putting it out there, so you can't ignore him. Just like Shalom Luwani. You can't ignore him because he keeps doing things that make you watch. And you can't stop watching. Connor Cook looked okay. I didn't think he looked bad. But Connor Cook, you got to deal it in the end zone, man. And you're in the red zone, you got to deal that thing. You got to put strikes in there. You got to put clean strikes in there on your receivers. And he's just, I mean, he gets down there and then he's not. I've still got faith in the kid. But come on. I want to see strikes. You got to throw darts when you're down there in the red zone. When you're down close to the end zone, in the NFL, you got to throw freaking darts, man. You got to be throwing bullseyes. You got to throw darts. You can't. So, I mean, that's the main thing. It's the main thing. Guys who did not look the best. Terrell Adams, after he had really looked good, he did not look the best in this. First two games, he really had a nice upside and looked like, ooh, look at this guy. But this third game, not quite so impressive. Now, Carl Joseph, who I'm high on Carl Joseph. I think he just obviously had an off game, but he did not have a stellar game against the Cowboys. He just didn't. Just did not have a stellar game. And he only recorded one tackle in the game. I mean, we can't have our safety only getting one tackle in the game when they're playing in our secondary that much. It just can't. Now, Vanderdoes had a lot of hype coming out of him, man. Coming out of rookie camp. Coming through training camp. Looked pretty good first game. Okay, second game. He's just kind of dwindled off. I'd really like to see him step it up. I hope they give him some action this game. And I'd really like to see him step it up. Really would like to see him step it up. So we'll have to see about him. Calhoun has not played stellar either. As well as some offensive linemen. Sharp, Ware. Nothing spectacular out of that either. E.J. Manuel was not good. Short day. Only about 10 snaps. So to answer your question, whose ever question that was, I apologize. I did see it, and I was going to hit on it. I was working my way there. The backup quarterback. Obviously, I would be very surprised if we see Carr in this game. So you're going to see a lot of EJ and you're going to see a lot of Connor. And this is probably going to honestly be the game that they nail down who it's going to be. I honestly think it's going to be Connor. I really do. I think it's going to be Connor Cook. I don't think they're going to give it to E.J. Manuel, but I could be wrong. They could go with experience. If they go with E.J. Manuel, it's only because they're going with experience and they're going to continue to develop Connor Cook, and they don't want him to have the pressure. What's up, Nana? And we'll see. Now, three guys who are on the bubble of making a roster spot are, as I mentioned earlier, Terrell Adams, Luwani, and Trayvon Hester. I think Hester and Luwani have pushed themselves into a roster spot, but I'm not so sure about Adams. So we will have to wait and see. We will have to wait and see on that. Now, speaking of, moving on here to let's touch on Raider Reaction Thursday, wrapped up with the preseason game that we've got coming up on Thursday. Now, on Thursday night, the broadcast of the Raiders game starts at the exact same time that Raider Reaction would typically start. How convenient. So we will just have the game for you instead. Now, think about doing a little small condensed version, possibly a little pregame, Raider Reaction pregame before the game, but I'm working on that still. So, more to come on that. Still working on that because just solidifying participants mostly. So on Thursday with the game, we'll have the game streamed live here. Obviously, it's not saved or posted, just streamed. Tell your friends. Don't put it in print. Word of mouth. Shh, shh, shh. So, I'm sure we'll have a nice showing. Probably not quite the showing like we had at the Cowboys Raiders game, which was freaking phenomenal. Phenomenal. Amazing. I couldn't believe it. 6,500 we were carrying 5,500, 6,500 live like the whole time. It was insanity. So we're gonna do that again Thursday, and then that's it. I'm not doing the regular season games, so I will be live and on location, and doing on location interviews, Raider Reaction interviews, on location at. If I'm not at the game, I'm gonna be at events for the game all season long. I've already got it cleared with the booster club that I belong to, so at all of our events, at every game, I'm going to be there interviewing people before halftime and then after the game. And I'll have some live footage and be talking to Raider Reaction, man. I love talking to the Raider Nation. I love it. My favorite show every week is like After Hours. So back to Thursday. So because of the game on Thursday, there will be no regular Raider Reaction show. And there will be no Raider Reaction After Hours on One Nation Live. Because I will be doing the broadcast and then I will be sharing it to One Nation Live. And, as I'm streaming it from here, I'll be simulcasting it to the other pages as well. And One Nation Live will be one of them. So there's no sense in me doing anything on there. So that's what we'll be doing Thursday. Then Friday, of course, we're back with the Raider Reaction Black Friday, dusting off the vintage silver and black, as we've got a solid game for you from the silver and black archives that we've dusted off for a Raider Reaction Black Friday silver and black theater for you. So you'll have some Raider Reaction live, Raider football on Thursday, streamed live here on Raider Reaction, and then on Friday, you'll have some vintage greatness to watch, just to get you pumped up for next week. Because just think next week, you're going to get, Thursday you're going to have the first games. You're going to be pumped up, man. Then Friday, we'll get to finish off the great game, vintage game, and watch that. And then on Saturday, just get rest up and get ready, man, for Sunday, game day. So, it's gonna be, I can't wait, man. I'm just so excited for this season. I'm just really excited for this season. So, we've got it. It's in Oakland. You got the Sea Chickens coming to town. It's a 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific start. The Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. You're going to see a lot of Cook. You're going to see a lot of E.J. Manuel. I think we're going to nail down who our backup is, and I think it's going to be Connor Cook. It's my prediction. That's my prediction. So, now, so make sure you tell your friends. You can tune in here. You can watch the game. And keep it on the down low because it's been good thus far. Now, couple house cleaning items. Raider Reaction news, page news. I am looking for somebody who would like to join the Raider Reaction team as a kind of a page moderator / editor. Somebody who can comb through the comments, who can interact a little more, who has time to interact a little more during the day than I do, or than I or some of the other members of the team do, who can post news stories, who's in the groups already, who you see a cool meme, you want to share it, because I'm picky about the memes, because usually all of ours are created by our team. But like other news stories, maybe they'll find cool videos that things that we can share and just generally help with the page, a little more behind the scenes, maybe help with sharing the shows, stuff like that. So, if there's anybody who's interested in jumping on board with the Raider Reaction team, possibly behind the scenes, send me a message, either privately or, to the Raider Reaction page, because, I'm pretty much the only one that answers those, so. Go ahead and send it there, and I am definitely interested in, if you're interested, man, I'm probably interested, because if you're interested, that means, you'll do a good job, because I want somebody who's got time during the day, like I said, that can interact, roll through the comments, comment is the page, let them know it's you, hashtag yourself. Like I do, we've got several people in the group. We all hashtag our comments so we know who it is. You always know it's me. I'm Commish81. I sign them all. So, I want somebody behind the scenes. So if you're interested, please message me. And message me at the page. And let me know, because I am looking for a kind of a page moderator for the actual Raider Reaction Facebook page. To help out with sharing of the shows. All that good stuff. So, hit me up with that. The prize pack. Prize pack is wrapping up. Michael Crabtree is your prize pack player of the night. Michael Crabtree. But your prize pack wraps up here in a couple of days for August. Now this is the once these 4 are gone, these were the ones out of my private collection. So once these are gone, lines. I will award the winner on Friday. I will award Lines the winner on Friday. Officially, I will award Lines the winner on Friday officially, because Lines has let's just count it. Out of the month of August, now granted I do 5 to 6 shows a week, because I miss one here and there because of, whatever, what have you. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13! Lines has 13 of the possible prize pack points of the month. Nice work, Lines. Nice work. He is a Rain Man when it comes to Raiders and their jersey numbers. All right. So, like I said, Thursday, we got a game for you. It's becoming kind of a, it's too bad it's not a Saturday night, man. I've enjoyed the Saturday night game the last 3 weeks. I ain't gonna lie. The Saturday night game has been fun the last 3 weeks. I just been chilling, watching the Raider football, hanging out with a couple of thousand of my Raider Nation friends, and just, giving Cowboys hard times last week, and, it was all in fun. It was great. It's all been in fun. It's been great. It's preseason football. This is when it's fun, And it's really been a good time. So I kind of wish this one was on the weekend, but I understand why it's not, because we need to get down to business, things that really matter, not preseason football. So that segues me into my WTH for the night. My WTH. Now, I'm in a lot of Raiders groups. I'm in a lot of Raiders groups. And I see, over the past several weeks, the negativity and the posts and the comments about, oh my, we're 0-3! We're 0-3! How are we going to be a Super Bowl team? How are we going to be a playoffs? How are we going to win We're 0-3! We're 0-3! It's preseason. This is basically televised practice. It's pre-season. Take a quick snapshot at the end of the games when these touchdowns are scored late in the fourth quarter of who the hell's on the field. Just take a picture. They're not in regular positions. They're guys at the end of the bench. People are losing their mind. Losing their mind. Because we're 0-3. Oh my God, we got to win this. It's like a must-win game against the Sea Chickens. When has there ever been a must-win fourth preseason game? Ever. Ever. It's insanity. It's preseason. They don't even run the real schemes, the real game plans. Nothing. Everything's vanillaed down. They're just trying guys out. They're getting reps. It's preseason. It doesn't matter. It's practice. We're talking about practice. Practice? We're talking about practice. Televised scrimmage. That's all it is. Get out there and take some snaps, guys. Get under the center a little bit. You know, run some routes. Feel what it's like to have some defense. That's it. Glenn's right. That's the other thing. The teams like the Rams, and, you know, they're acting like they're winning the freaking Super Bowl. Like, get a grip. It's pre-freaking season. Are you kidding me? The number one stat, every time I hear when somebody starts pissing and moaning about preseason record, the number one stat I like to throw out, and everybody, it's just the one that makes you go, and it's just like this, just shut the hell up stat. It's the, did you realize that the worst team in NFL history, the Detroit Lions, that went 0-16, were 4-0 in preseason? They were undefeated in preseason. And what the hell did that do for them? Abso-freaking-lutely nothing. Nothing. Go back and Wikipedia any team. Like, just any team, like, 1984 Raiders. Just go Wikipedia it. Did they even have the preseason record in there? No, because nobody gives a damn. Nobody cares. It means nothing. You don't record who wins at practice. You don't care. Why they even keep the standings and reward a winner, I have no idea. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. So these guys that are losing their freaking minds over... The guys that are losing their minds over the fact that the Raiders are 0-3 in preseason are probably the same guys that are asking where Alden Smith is. I hate to say it, because those of us that have been paying attention know where the hell Alden Smith's been for the last 6 months. And his ass has been bellied up to some bar stool somewhere. So, we all know where Alden Smith has been. So that's probably that guy. But every time I see that, and I see the reference to the record and how we're winless and how are we going to be a Super Bowl team and how are we going to be this, it just makes me say, what the hell? It's preseason. Practice. So like I was saying, if you are interested in possibly joining the Raider Reaction team as a moderator, behind the scenes, admin, advertiser that helps us share, we need some behind the scenes puppets for Raider Reaction to help us out, to be marionettes, help pull the strings behind the scenes of Raider Reaction. Because, as you notice, we're an expanding, tiny little franchise of our own here. We're doing our thing. You know, we brought some games. We've reached. I mean, it's been awesome, man. It brought games to guys that are sitting in a tent in Afghanistan, sitting around a phone watching it with a whole group of soldiers. How freaking cool is that? That's awesome. You know, we've had people watching with us the last several weekends all over the world. It's cool. I love it. I love the after hours. I like talking to people. So, if you want to be a part of the team, we need a couple more team members. So, hit me up, message me, message the page if you're interested. We'd like to get some more ammo before the season. Completely fill out the team. We're getting a pretty solid team. We've got JD, the SC Raider, simulcasting his show every morning now on the Raider Reaction page. So if you haven't checked out JD's got some knowledge, man. He's been around the block a couple times. He'll drop some knowledge for you every morning. So make sure you check out JD. What's up, Hanil? And yes, the season's coming. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. Goes to the post. Drop back deep in the pocket and let it fly league wide with Prime. We got the Prime cut. We got T-Well coming on and giving us a speech about the greatness of the silver and black. Oh, it's going to be fun. And then we got game on Thursday. Raider football in the house on Thursday. So, it's a solid week. Plus, I'm going to give you some more Raider football on Friday. And what more do you want? What more do you want? Absolutely. Our thoughts are always with Texas. Thank you, Popeye. I get carried away in my own football world. But our thoughts are always with Texas. I've got family down there. I know a lot of us have family down there, and there's some rough stuff going on down there. So keep sending help, doing all you can for down there. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. See you guys tomorrow. As always, I appreciate any second, any nanosecond, any minute that you guys spend with me. Any evening. I appreciate it. Appreciate you giving me your time. Appreciate you listening to me. And I try to give you the little nuggets and news so you don't have to spend the time to go get it. You can just come right here and I'll take care of it for you. So, appreciate you joining me. I'll see you back here tomorrow for Ghost to the Post. I'm out. Peace, love, Raider Nation.